Well, a bad day for Marvel. Deadpool 3 halts production because of the SAG strike. So now that the actors are striking, all of the Hollywood productions are pretty much stalled and delayed now, except for stuff in Britain. So British actors aren't a part of this union. So because of that, things like House of the Dragon Season 2, that can keep going. So that's still filming, actually. What do you do if, like, one person in that production is American, though? Would you just not use them for that season? That's kind of a raw deal. But Deadpool 3 halted. All of that momentum that this thing was picking up now comes to a grinding halt. And this is bad news for Disney because this movie is probably going to do very, very well. I'd say $1 billion, but you never know. I think $1 billion's a little high because it'll hopefully, I pray it's R-rated. That's the only way that you can really make this work. If it's R-rated, I think this movie will be fantastic, especially because that was one of the cool things about Logan is you actually got to see Wolverine appropriately use his claws and the effects that they cause if you are on the receiving end of them. And it'd be pretty cool to see him just slashing away at Deadpool because there is a scene of them fighting and a scene of him holding Deadpool's arm. So I'm looking forward to what they do with this. I think this might be a fun movie. I really do. I'm looking forward to this movie. I mean, just like this alone, them fighting in comic book accurate costumes. Wolverine's a little off because he doesn't have sleeves in the books, and please put the mask on him, only if it's like 5 minutes. But it's not just Marvel stuff. All kinds of stuff are now delayed indefinitely. Beetlejuice, the Gladiator sequel to Wicked. You also have Mission Impossible 8 and Venom 3 now impacted. Now, Mission Impossible 8, that one hurts. I don't know how far along they were, but I would imagine that they would have wanted to have that movie come out next year or the year after. So now it could be delayed for 3 years. And if Mission Impossible 7 picks up a lot of momentum and becomes a $1 billion movie, Mission Impossible 8 would benefit from coming out as quickly as possible. Delaying it for 3 years, that could cause a little bit of problem because you lose all that momentum. But a lot of movies halted. Got the list right here. Deadpool 3 was supposed to come out May 3rd of next year. Not going to happen now. Gladiator 2, November 24th of next year. Not going to happen now. Lilo and Stitch, this probably going to be a bomb. This is, I think, the live-action remake. Yeah, it is the live-action remake. These live-action remakes are so bad. Stop it. Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning Part 2, June 28th. So, yeah, it's supposed to come out next year. That's probably not going to happen now because everyone is saying that these strikes with the writers and the actors is going to go on all year. You got the studios talking about wanting to starve them out. This is going to turn into a bloodbath. And I guess they got some restrictions. This one was pretty funny to me. SAG tells members not to bring weapons to picket lines or to show up drunk or stoned. Don't engage in violence or threats. Avoid confrontations. Don't bring weapons. Do not carry sticks other than picket sticks, toy guns, laser pointers, or any object. Don't use derogatory language or profanity or attempt to intimidate people. Don't disrupt ongoing traffic. Don't use alcohol or other intoxicating substances at the picket lines. Is that a problem? You can't go strike without being drunk? Well, I guess it probably is pretty boring. I wish they would. That'd be funny if they end up like drunk striking. Because you know the paparazzi, if anybody big is going to show up there, they're going to be all over that. Don't damage property. Don't litter. Yeah, because all this would make you look stupid. They desperately want to have public support on their side. And some of this shit, I do agree, is kind of shady. There's one thing that's been going around with the studios, and definitely don't agree with this one. So apparently, if you were an extra, right, you're an extra on a movie, what the studios want to do is pay you for 1 day's work and then use your likeness forever and never pay you. No residuals. Like, how can you own my likeness for 1 day's work? That I don't think that that's cool. You should have to pay them at least for using that. And you shouldn't be able to just use it for any other movie that you want. It should just be for the one movie, not for every movie ever. At least that's how I understood what was going on and what people were talking about with that. If that's the case, that is messed up. But yeah, this is bad for Hollywood. They don't have very much left on the shelf is the problem. A lot of the stuff that they had laying around, they used during COVID as a way to keep entertainment coming out. They put a lot of the not-so-good shit out that they had sitting around during that little buffer period where they didn't have any content to put out. Now that that's all gone, what are they going to put out now? So you're going to see no entertainment made other than scripted, like unscripted stuff, reality shit. Maybe some documentaries. But as far as Wolverines and Mission Impossibles and stuff like that, you're not going to see any of that shit. There's going to be a gap next year now because of this. It's going to be funny. And Hollywood's already hurting still, so we'll see how this works out. Anyway, I thought this was funny. Don't show up drunk or stoned, and definitely don't bring weapons. I thought these people didn't like guns. Huh. Kind of interesting. I thought they didn't like those, so why should you have to tell them that? Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all this. I'd like to hear from you. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. Check out my Rumble and Locals, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my Locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my Locals.